Welcome to the Barbers Table. Today our special guest is Jevon Mickles. He is also a heavy hitter. He's been with us for the past 3 years. He graduated with his barber's license in 2020. Welcome, Jevon.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how you got into barbering.
So I started cutting hair in probably 8th grade. Started cutting hair in 8th grade. What got me into cutting hair though was my dad used to cut my hair, and he used to do interesting haircuts on me when I was in school. And then sometimes my uncle cut my hair, and I just remember every time he cut my hair, I was like, oh, I kind of like that.
Okay.
I like that a little bit. And so like just paying attention to what was being done. So I just tried to do it myself. Tried to line myself up. I remember I was trying to line myself up in the bathroom with a Gillette razor.
Oh.
Like I put the soap, like my cousin taught me, like scrape the bar soap.
Yeah.
Put it on the hairline and then hit it with the, man, I was tearing myself up, man. It was so bad. It was awful, bruh. But that's what got me started though. So like they was cutting my hair, then I got into it. And then I feel like I started getting the hang of it. So like going into high school, felt like I was starting to get a little bit of a grasp. And then, got some clippers. Started trying to fade myself.
Yeah.
And butchered myself a few times, you know. There was times where I got it, where I was like, oh, okay, you did all right. And then most of the time it was trash.
Yeah.
So had to learn.
Now you said your dad was cutting your hair. Like, was he cutting your hair all the way up until like 8th, 9th grade?
Yeah, he was cutting my hair since I was like probably like 3 years old.
He was, dang.
At first he was shaving my head. He was shaving it, bruh. And it took hours. You know, like them old school Andis, like that get hot.
Yes.
So we're like 2 hours in and he's still like trying to take hair off my head.
Yep, it's
and
loud.
It's
It sounds like a transmission.
It's loud. The bathroom's dark. Yeah. Like it's not, the lighting isn't good. And so you can't see what you're doing, but yet he's going to town on my head and I'm crying and like, I remember all that stuff.
That's crazy. So, was he lining you up?
No. Line up. Line up, no. That man had one clipper.
That is crazy. So, that is when you started getting into like cutting your hair yourself, was it because like your peers started responding to how your haircuts were looking, or were you at the age where you started to actually care about your appearance?
Yeah, so I did start to care. We do have a friend of the family. Her name is Reginald. She was cutting my hair too. Now she was a barber, a professional barber, and I liked how she did my hair, and I felt like I could do it myself. So once I started to see that I could at least get a little bit of a blend or like a little something that give me some confidence, then that's what really had me doing it. And then I would practice on my roommates. So like my roommates, my friends. So I guess my roommate was after high school, but like during high school, like my friends from the neighborhood, stuff like that, I would practice on them. But my haircuts took like 3 hours.
Dang.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Like bruh. Okay, so one of my roommates that I grew up with, like I grew up with his family and everything, but he had long curly hair. And he just wanted a low fade, like, you know, just a little low fade.
Around the
so
sides?
Like, just on the sides.
Okay.
You know, maybe just line the C-cup, whatever, just, you know, something casual.
Yeah.
Bruh, took me 3 hours, and by the end of the cut, this man had a high bald fade. He had a high bald fade and short hair. Like,
oh my God.
I remember I cut his hair, and he looked in the mirror, he was like, bro, I ain't got no more hair. All I wanted was a low fade, and I did a high bald fade. I messed him up. It was bad, but now he's bald today, so
dang.
It's gone.
You got him started, yeah.
I pushed it.
In 8th grade, were you charging for haircuts?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
High school. When did you start charging before barber school?
So probably my junior year in high school. So my junior year, I felt like I was starting to get it a little bit. Like my guys that I was cutting, their tapers was looking a little bit better. Okay. And I was seeing the response, oh, who cut your hair? Da, da, da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, me?
Yeah.
Like, I did it.
You're like, that's clean. I did that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think at high school I started charging. Then once I got out of high school, I started buying my own clippers. I actually went to Don's barber shop. I don't even know if Don remembers this, but I went to his shop. I did a mohawk to myself.
Yeah.
Did designs on the side, all that stuff.
Okay.
And I was doing the most. Like I was doing too much. But I had the mirror and I'm like trying to get these lines to, you know, and zag and zig and all that stuff. And I thought I messed it up. So I went to his shop and I was like, bro, can you fix my haircut?
Yeah.
Like, I think I might have jacked it up. And low key, his observation made me feel like, okay, I could probably for real do this, because he was like, it's actually not bad. Like, I'll probably straighten up some of the lines in the back. But he was like, but you cut your hair? He didn't even think I cut my own hair.
Oh, wow.
He thought I was lying the whole time. Like, the whole shop thought I was lying the whole
They
time.
thought somebody butchered you and you were trying to save face.
Yeah, well, they thought, like, there's no way you did this, because it goes all the way back.
Oh,
like,
dang.
It goes all the way to the back of your head. You didn't do that. I'm like, bro, I really did it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, and so he was like, no, you did a good job. And then he gave me my first pair of actual clippers.
Okay,
So
shout out to Don. It was Don who actually was there at the time. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
He gave me his clipper, his Osters, his Masters. I think there's another clipper, and his T outliners, I think.
Nice.
Like his starter, I think that was a starting kit for like at Joseph's or something. I think he went there. But yeah, he gave me all of that and was like, keep cutting.
Okay.
So
I love that.
Bet. Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Don. Shout out to Don at Don's Barbershop.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Okay, so right after high school, like you said, you were getting your practice in, you was getting your reps in on yourself and your friends, you done jacked up people, you done jacked yourself up. How soon after high school did you actually go to barber school?
Like, 2019, I graduated. Almost about 8 years
Oh,
later.
wow. In the meantime, in between time, that's when you was full-time you still are full-time at the church.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. What made you actually go to barber school? What was the little fire behind you?
So, COVID.
Okay.
So COVID happened, and I was still full-time ministry. Like, I've been doing full-time ministry for a long time. And so, but I wanted to also get into barbering. Like, I wanted to have that bag on me. And so I feel like COVID just made that possible to go to school, because there's no way I would have been able to drive to Lincoln every day for 14 months and then still be full-time in ministry. But ministry was online, so all the music and stuff I had to do, all the recording we had to do, everything was online.
Nice.
So I'm like, cool, I can knock that out and then drive to Lincoln and boom, we good.
And get them hours in.
Literally. So
nice.
It just worked out.
How was barber school?
Barber school is interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting from what I remember. Yeah.
Not you. You went through a mini psychosis and forgot who you were. That's crazy. So you did 14 months, which is considered a barber's license, not a master's barber's, which is, by the way, the difference is hours and timing on the hours and how much work you put in and what you get to learn, I guess, right? Because did you learn about manis and petties and you still did facials and everything?
So we did all that in orientation.
I wonder what the big difference is, or did they just impact, compact everything?
I think it's the education piece. So like, I know there is a different book for actually teaching barbering versus learning barbering. So I think that might be it, just the criteria you're learning. But other than that, I don't know.
Nice, nice. And y'all had to clock in. Was y'all timing strict like ours was?
I got sent home for being 1 minute late.
Yes. Yep. Same.
I was 1 minute late, and they sent me home. Listen, I almost crashed out, and I'm not really a crash out. I'm really good at keeping my whatever.
Yeah.
But when I clocked, and they waited till like lunchtime. So like I clocked in 8:01 because you're supposed to clock in at 8 o'clock. 8:01, and it's funny because people are trying to park. They're pulling in the alley,
parking
trying
illegally.
to run in, like and punch in or whatever. And so I clocked in, I guess, at 8:01. Yeah. They waited till 12:30 to tell me, "Hey, you gotta go home."
Absolutely not.
I was like, I will not go home. I live in Omaha.
Yeah, I'm getting my hours today.
This can't happen. Y'all should have told me this 4 hours ago.
That is crazy. That's crazy. And you had a big advantage with you being able to work full time, like you said, online and going to barber school, because our experience in barber school and yours is like a whole different world. Like, you actually had money, you were able to work full time, you were able to provide for yourself, your family, and still drive. Like you seen, we didn't go at the same time, but the stories we have are very similar. There's kids in barber school who are willing to do 50 push-ups for one slice of pizza.
Oh, bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I took advantage of that a little bit. Like, because to me, I felt like they kept calling me like an OG because I was a little older than them. But they're like early 20s. So like me being older doesn't mean I'm old. Like I was 27.
Yeah.
You know, and so they're, can I get some of your food? Or where you about to go eat? Can I come with you? I'm like, I mean, you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, I got some pizza, but you can pay for a slice. Like, I'll charge you like $4 a slice.
That's great. $4 a slice. Especially if you was going to the market, you got the whole pizza for $6.
It's
like,
bad.
You flipping pizza.
Listen, I remember we was in the lunch hall, and I had cupcakes for my birthday. And these cupcakes clearly got the price on them. I'm so dumb, I didn't even take the sticker off because you know you buy them from the store.
Oh, yeah, the little yellow tag.
Yeah, so I had a yellow tag, so they're old. But I took them to school because I wasn't going to eat them. And people were begging for them. Man, let me get a cupcake, man. I'm starving, bro. Like, yeah, it look good.
Just like a rich man in front of
them. Like, God, you're hungry. $4 a cupcake.
Oh my God!
And the whole thing was like $4.99. Yeah, like a $4.99.
They ain't even paying attention to the tag. They just want a cupcake.
What are you looking at?
Yeah.
Like, look at what's happening.
Yeah.
So
that is crazy. Yeah. That's crazy because you were working online remote and then you were driving. So how was the process of you finishing your hours? Did you finish right on time? Did you have some days where you kind of had to make up hours? How was that for you?
So I definitely had to make up some hours because there were days where I just couldn't make it if stuff was going on back home. But no, I grinded it out. So I would make up a lot of extra days. So like you could go in on Saturdays and make up your hours. So I honestly, I made it on time, but it was by a hair. I made it on time. Yeah. And it was literally me not missing no days because I had to make up a lot
and coming in on Saturdays.
Yeah. Yep. Saturdays is what got me back in the game.
Nice. So a lot of people, when you first came to my shop with us, a lot of people were like, Jevon, like we know him from ministry, we know him from church. Like he's been church his whole life, grew up in it, worked in it, and now he's one of the leadership, members in it. How has that affected your career with barbering? How has that been? Because that's completely two different worlds. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like working in a barbershop, it definitely opens up the perspective to being a human being, just in general. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in church. Like my grandma has ministry. My dad been playing in church my whole life. So my lens literally was just church. Yeah. Like I used to rap and write and do all this stuff.
You're a gospel rapper, right?
Yes. But that's all I knew. You know what I mean? So like I'm at church 3-4 times a week and I want to do music. So what am I going to write about? Jesus. Like that's all I know. I don't know anything else. I know nothing else. So that's all I knew. So once I got into barbering, it kind of opened up my perspective a little bit to life. And it's like, oh, there's life outside of church.
Yeah, because you didn't go out or kick it with friends or nothing like that.
Listen, I didn't even know going out was a thing.
Dang.
I didn't know like traveling. So like even the people I knew in ministry, everything they did was typically in the name of the Lord. Yes. Like there wasn't no, go on vacation just to relax.
Be on the beach, kick your feet up, have a margarita.
Let's go out of town to have fun. Yeah. And not go out of town to be like, we're on call. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so in my mind, I'm like, dang, only time I get to vacation is like a missions trip. And I can't call it a vacation because I'm on mission, I guess. So. Yeah.
That is crazy. Now, I know that there's benefits with that. There's always pros and cons with stuff like that. When you start stepping into your manhood and adulthood, being a father and a husband, having children, and having these two different careers and worlds, what have you noticed about yourself since being exposed to this world? Because over here in barbering, we kind of loose and crazy and wild.
Yeah,
and then you go straight to church. Like, that's...
Yeah, so, like, one thing that I have learned is, like, there shouldn't be that much of a difference. Like, you should be free to be who you are no matter where you are. I think the only difference with church is that we all are pursuing God. Yeah. But that's like a universal thing. Like people want something deeper for themselves. They want something greater for themselves. That is a universal thing. I think church, when we say church, I feel like there is a perception that comes with church that we got to have it together, that we got to make sure that we look away, sound away, all that stuff. Yes. But that's just church tradition. That doesn't mean it's right. That's not even what God says to do in the Bible, but that's what we've created with church. And so, yeah, it looks like there's a huge contrast. It looks like you barbering, they act like that. You do church, we act like this. Yes. And it's like, no, I am Jevon, and this is who I am. Yes. No matter where I'm at. You know what I mean? So like, and I think that identity should be for everybody. You shouldn't have to walk in church and feel like you gotta, this the church me.
Put on a face.
Yeah, like, nah, be you and be cool.
Yeah. And you know where we get that from, especially in our culture.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of us were sent to hell on many occasions. And you know, we have to kind of redefine what it means to us personally. Like you said, it's a personal, it's an intimate relationship. So when you become an adult, you have to redefine what that means for you in your real life, like in your everyday life. Like as you go out and, like you said, sometimes we might go out on a vacation. Let's have a good time. That doesn't mean we don't pray when we wake up. That doesn't mean we don't worship God. That doesn't mean we don't have a relationship. But we're learning to be who we are in every instance or every room that we step in. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
And I think it's good the other way too, because me cutting hair in the barbershop, the people I'm connected with, they can come to the shop.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like even the church people I'm connected to, because like I'm connected to people at the gym, people during music stuff like gigs or just other church events or other whatever's going on. But when they come here, they get to experience being in the barbershop.
Yes.
Away from like, there's no mandate here.
Yeah.
There's no like one time my grandma came in here and tried to turn on church music.
I remember.
Just like, why? Like, why? Just put some headphones in. If it's that bad for you, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's good that people, even from my church, or people that I do ministry with, or even pastors of other churches, stuff like that, they can come into the barbershop and get their hair cut.
Yes.
We can chop it up.
Yeah.
There's no agenda with what we're talking about. There's no, underlining,
Yeah, there's nothing
situations.
evil. There's nothing.
We just chopping it up.
Yeah, just having a real conversation.
Facts.
A real conversation. And I love that. Excuse me. The crowd that you've been able to bring in has opened up a lot of our minds. Like, remember we all went to church together. Like everyone has been more open-minded to exploring and experiencing church or getting closer to God in their own way. God works in mysterious ways.
For sure.
So I do love that. That's opened up, and it's kind of been a link. It's really connected us as two different communities to really understand that it's okay. We're good. We're all good here, for sure. So what are two of your biggest challenges, I'll say, with becoming a barber? You can account for being in the church. You can account for being a husband, being a dad. However, like two big challenges that you would just say that you've had to deal with.
Yeah, so for one, like even being a dad or husband, but even before that, I would say not experiencing like the entirety of getting into the barber industry. I'm talking like traveling to events, taking time to, mingle and stuff outside of your state, let alone outside of your comfort place, stuff like that.
Yes.
I got married pretty early, and so later on I realized like, dang, like there's a lot I wish I could have done. Which some of that stuff I could still do even though I'm married, but if I'm advising another person, like if they're trying to figure out their journey, do the stuff now. Like, don't make solid decisions yet when you're young. Like just explore yourself, learn yourself, go out, mingle, meet people. People are interesting, like, all over the world. And so do all of that stuff, and then like, if you're about to settle down, stuff like that. Do that stuff a little, like find yourself first. Like do all that stuff first. Get all of that done. Like those are some things I wish I would have did first. But then also being a dad, like I have 4 children, three girls, 1 boy. They're all under the age of 8. So it's demanding on my time. It's demanding on my emotions a lot of the time. I didn't get no sleep last night. Kids was up. But that comes with, being a parent. And so, but that does not, like the work area doesn't care about that. So like, I still have to come to work. I still got to get up and get to my appointments unless one of my kids is dying. Which hopefully they're not. But like, other than that, it's like, it's things I have to deal with. Like I have to take care of my children. I have to make sure my wife is good. We have to make sure our thing is good before anything else.
Absolutely. How do you take care of yourself in the midst of all these different faces that you have?
So I have a couple outlets. Like I like going to the gym, and I meet a lot of my clients I met at the gym and stuff like that. So I like doing that. I've done that for a long time, even before I was married. So just a habit I have. Music, huge outlet for me. I gotta play, I gotta sing, I gotta like just express myself in that way. And that just, honestly, it just brings me back to like a state of peace for me. Like literally it's a reset for me.
Nice.
Like I'm good. And so yeah, between music and the gym, and then I do like to be out. Like I like to go to events. I like to be around people. I like to mingle. Like I just like being around. I feel like I'm kind of a people's person in a way because I get joy from that. Like me and my wife are different. Like she gets around people. She'll have a good time, and then she'll get in the car and be like, "Wow, I am exhausted. I need to go to sleep."
And you're like, "Hey, I'm
like, I'm trying to get back out.
Yeah.
What's up? Like, what are we doing?" And so, yeah, I get joy from being around people and doing music. So
I love that. Love that. Yeah. And music is something that you've been doing since you were young too.
Yeah.
Besides cutting hair, music was like your first love, right? What all do you do musically?
So I play drums, I play keys, I play bass a little bit, play guitar a little bit, I sing, and then I do recording, I do a little engineering.
So you're the singing barber nigga, huh?
Maybe.
What stopped you from pursuing music full time instead of the barbering option?
So I've always had this weird, like, again, I grew up in church. So like I always had this weird thing with being successful with gospel, it would be gospel music. But I don't really vibe with church perspective a lot. So I knew that give and take would come, and I see how like people that I've listened to growing up. So like I was a huge Lecrae fan growing up when I was a kid, and I see the backlash the church gives people for decisions they make and stuff like that if they don't agree.
Yeah.
Not even if it's biblical, because I feel like people are biblically illiterate and they think they're not.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Facebook prophet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone is a warrior on the, you know what I mean? So like that is just a space I don't care for. Like I have no desire to even let you have that on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that always just discouraged me to not do it. I'm like, dang, like I would love to really push music. I love to copyright stuff, put it out, shoot videos, you know, go to state, see what's going on, stuff like that. Like really try to get into it. But then it's like, are you ready for that backlash?
Yeah.
If it were to happen.
Yeah.
And now we watching people that we've grown up, you know,
go through
listening to.
Yeah.
And seeing how they get nailed to the wall.
Oh yeah.
For some of that stuff is gossip, but it's like, it don't matter.
Yeah.
They gonna nail it to you.
Because social media is such a fake place, but
social media is
people
unreal.
believe it. To people, that is their reality, is a fake place.
Real.
And it's scary. It's scary. It definitely affects us as well in the barber industry. People coming in here with pictures of AI photos and coming in with all, like they took enhancements to a whole different level. Like you can literally edit your video before you post it. You can make your blend super particular, super fancy, super unrealistic, and people are coming in like, "Can you give me this haircut?"
Yeah.
Has that affected you as a barber, or is it pretty easy for you to communicate with your clients like, that's unrealistic?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good at communicating what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like they just see a picture they like.
Yeah.
And a haircut they think will look good on them or whatever.
Yep.
And that's as far as, after that, the information for their brain stops.
Yeah.
So like I see that and I'm like, this is fixed.
Yeah.
This is not a raw picture.
Yeah.
And that's not your hair texture. Like you can't do, that's not gonna look like that on you, just so you know. You have curlier hair, this is straighter hair.
Yeah.
Or you have straighter hair, this is curlier hair. Like this person has long hair, you have short hair. So there's so many things to take into account that people are not considering when they bring pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just help bring clarity. And that's fine with me. I have no idea.
And barbering is really, it's you're a therapist, you become someone's mentor, you become someone's coach, you become someone's everything when they sit in your chair. I've heard you talk to people about everything. We are literally therapists. And then what you have in the ministry side too, do you incorporate that when you're actually helping people, like when they come to you on some personal deep stuff? Are you like,
only if they ask for that.
Yeah.
So like even in barber school, so that just reminded me, like even in barber school, people did not know I was a part of church. They didn't know I led worship. They didn't know nothing about me. They didn't know I was married. They didn't know I was a dad. They knew nothing.
Wow, that's good. You kept it strictly business.
I just kept everything about, I'm here to get my license, you know? And I'm not the type of human to protrude my faith on people. I feel like that's kind of rude.
Yes.
For me to just impose what I believe on you. I would much rather you approach me with what you believe, if that's a conversation you're trying to get into. Other than that, I am at peace with not bombarding people with my faith.
Yes.
Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Even if they disagree, I'm cool with that. I'm not about to be on that.
We're not gonna take it that far.
Never. But in my chair, yes, people do ask about the Bible, and people ask about prayer. People ask about God and what God thinks about war, what God thinks about, you know, this and that and all type of situations in the world politically, all that stuff, especially politically in the climate today. You know, and so I feel like that's where I'm comfortable talking about it. Nice. And especially history. I love archaeology. I love ancient history. Like, history speaks for itself, and for the most part, and that's undeniable stuff. It's not emotional. It's like, this is what happened. Yes, facts. And this is what happened. Yeah. Whether you feel sad about it or not, or whether you agree with it or not, these are the things that transpired in history. Yeah. And so I like that because you can't argue that. Yeah. You can't be emotionally bent out because with things that happen in the Bible, it's just part of history in those places. Like, it's history. Yes. So you can feel a way or feel like it's the white man's da. Like, but it's so much past that. Yeah. Like, so much deeper, so much more. Yeah. Like you said, people just lack education. And even me, I'll say, like, this last year, 2025, was one of our first years really intentionally diving into the Bible and implementing it with just my day-to-day behavior. And it's crazy how many people, like you said, just they really don't know the Bible. And I really feel like it's a lot of the people who do force it on you who really don't know about the Bible. Yes. Like, I've heard you in here talking to people, especially men from the gym or however they just, a lot of them come in with that sense of pride of like, I go to church, I know this, I know that, and try to throw out scripture, and you're like, it doesn't say that in the Bible. And you handle them so soft, like, it's so calm, and you'll even pull up the facts and be like, yo, like, that's just, it's not what it says. I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to, I'm not trying to blast you in the barbershop, but you're wrong. We've had full-on arguments with people in here. We've had to put up signs, you know what I mean? To say, like, no politics, no religions, like, for real. Let's not argue. This is a safe space for everyone. But I absolutely admire and I admire you for that. How you handle a lot of people who come in with that false information because they come in heavy. They come in like they're on Facebook. Like they know they in their mind they know they're right. Yeah. Yeah. They're convinced. You can't here's what's crazy. Like, even the word repent, so like the word repent means to just change your mind. And that literally is an instance of like checking the information that you got is essentially all that is. Yeah. So it's like you're coming in with information that you're standing 10 toes on, and it's wrong. It's legitimately wrong. Yes. So getting the new information, breaking down your information why it's not accurate, or it's just it's being misused. Once you change your mind on that, that is called repenting. Yeah. That's how that word works. Yeah. But we use it in like, you need the kingdom of God's at hand. Yeah. You know, change your mind. Yeah. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah. So like even that. So like learning how that word works and trying to teach to like, you know, these are the things that the Bible is talking about what it meant. It's actually more good than it is harmful. Yeah. But a lot of there's church situations, traditions that will hurt you with the Bible. Absolutely. And have hurt me with the Bible. And I've had to unlearn stuff and had to go through what I actually believe, including this race thing. Absolutely. Including this race. I have biracial children. So like, I'm learning a lot and I'm having to unlearn a lot. And so, being open-minded, soften your heart, be open-minded, be willing to learn. Like you said, repent, the real definition of, you know, repenting. I love that. All right, well, as we come to a wrap, I'm going to have Jevon share his social medias, where to follow him, how to book him. And go ahead. Let him know where to find you, how to book you, and yeah, hopefully there'll be a link or something, but like, you know, my website at Jevon Mickles, it's a squaresite.com. There'll be a link. And then, just reach out. Instagram. Facebook. Yep, my Facebook is my first and last name, Jevon Mickles. My Instagram, also, Jevon Mickles. Very simple. Yeah. So I'll have everything linked in the bottom. For sure. All right. Well, thank you for coming to the Barbers Table today. And that's a wrap. I'm out to the spot, feeling like I'm Benny Siegel. Yo, highlight sports clips, we ain't equal. We're the heavy hitters, yeah, that's my people. This bitch beat me, then she R2D2, but my hair look crazy, and I need to leave soon. God need a lot.